Welcome to SolidCAM Professor. I'm Sydney, your SolidCAM Professor, with one of many videos available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In this recording, we'll talk about choosing our tool and picking our levels in face milling. If we go to our tools and click on Select, we'll start by creating a tool. To create a tool, as we've learned before, we can go to Add Milling Tool. And note, it'll show you the tools that can be used in this particular type of operation. In this particular case, let's start off by choosing a face mill. So I'll click on face mill, and we have all the parameters needed for defining our face mill. We have our diameter, and in this particular case, I'd like to create a diameter of 125 millimeters. Now you'll note that our tip diameter is grayed out and is at the same value as we have on top. We'll go into that in a few moments. We have our corner radius, if there's a radius on the corner as shown over here. And then we have our tapered angle. If it's 90 degrees, then our value over here by the tip diameter is automatically 125 as well. If I have to change this, for example, to 45, you'll note that my tip diameter changes to make it according to the value that you'd get from a tapered angle of 45 degrees. This is also in conjunction with the cutting length that is on the tool itself. And we'll get into that a little later on as well. Let's put this back at 90 degrees. Now, we have our arbor diameter as shown over here. Let's say, for argument's sake, I'll just set that at 80. And my shoulder diameter, I'll set that at 80 as well. As you can see, this will be the shape of my face mill that I will be using. We'll go into these parameters later on, but let's go now into our tool data. In our tool data, we have our feed rate and our spin rate. For this case, we'll just set our feed rate at 1,000 millimeters a minute and our feed Z at 300. I'll leave my spin rate at 5,000 and I'll select my tool. We have our tool selected. Now, if I want, however, I can also create another tool at this point. For example, I'd like to create one more tool using an end mill. And this time I'll use an end mill of 12 millimeters. And of course we have our values over here, as well as our values that we have to put in over here. And I'll select my tool. Next, we'll go into our levels. In our levels, we have our upper level and our face depth. In our upper level, we can write the value of what our upper level is over here, or if we want, we can actually pick it from our model if we have it available to us. All I have to do for that is click on upper level and click on the actual upper level of the stock as shown over here. This value will automatically put in to this field. Note that it's also colored. This shows that this field is associative to the part itself. In our face depth, again, I can write the value or actually click on the target itself to the surface where I want to go down to. Say, for example, I want to go down to this point over there. Note, it says here 0. When I go into this area on the face depth, it shows actually 1, showing me that I'm actually going down 1 millimeter from my upper level. We have our step down. How much do we want to go each step down? And we also have the option of equal step down. We'll leave this alone for now and just leave it at regular step down. Now, besides our upper level and our face depth, we also have something called delta. What delta does is allows us to move either in the plus direction or in the minus direction from the face depth, for example. For example, if I want to go a little deeper than what the phase depth actually is, all I have to do is write, say, minus 0.1. Note, we have the minus sign over here showing us going down, and we'll be going down further by 0.1 millimeters. Now, the reason why we don't do this over here, and instead of keeping this at 0, and right over here, just simply 1.1, is that the moment I write in here, we lose the associativity to the part itself. So to keep that, we'll put this back at phase depth, and we'll put our delta at minus 0.1. Now, if we wanted to go in the plus direction, all I have to do is write 0.1 without the minus sign. This shows us it's going actually a little bit above that surface over there. I'm going to just put this back at 0 now. Now, the same applies for all of these delta fields as well. For more videos on SolidCAM Professor, please go to our website, www.solidcam.com, and look for the tab called SolidCAM Professor. Thank you for joining us on SolidCAM Professor. Take care and have a nice day.